You see the little shit going. That's a video. What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Jarrell Big Baby Miller. Jarrell Miller could fight Tyson Fury after Deontay Wilder battle because of the coronavirus and pushing the Anthony Joshua fight back further. Of course, we knew it was scheduled for July 18th. Now I think it's October 3rd. However, if this coronavirus pushes it farther back, they could fight Jarrell Miller instead of Anthony Joshua, simply to get the last fight from the ESPN contract out of the way, okay? Because if you noticed, you had you had Tom Schwartz, Otto Wallin, then you had Deontay Wilder, now you have Deontay Wilder again. Now, the third fight has to be fought on U.S. soil, and put into play that Tyson Fury doesn't have a UK boxing license. So he has to fight over here. Okay, so if there's any discrepancies in a fight, if, say, he beats Wilder again, and there is a holdup with Usyk along with Pulev, because those are the two mandatories that Anthony Joshua has to face before getting his mandatories out of the way, there could easily be a fight with Jarrell Miller. Now, Jarrell Miller thinks it's his time, but Big Baby has not fought since November 2018. You know, when he knocked out Bogdan Dinu, rather. So, of course, he failed his test. He missed his opportunity to fight Anthony Joshua, you know, for all those belts. Ruiz comes in as a replacement, beats Anthony Joshua, and the rest is history. However, where does that leave Miller? Miller's ready to get back into the sport, and that could see him bag a shock shot at the Gypsy King, who is signed with Top Rank. Of course, we know that Jarrell Miller is signed with Top Rank. And speaking of what Miller told Sky Sports, he says, I think it is. I think that they were talking about fighting Fury after the Wilder fight again. He says, I was supposed to be on the co-main event for that fight. I was supposed to be in the co-main event for the last fight. But I think that that would happen after the Deontay Wilder fight. So, one thing about boxing, regardless of what the fans want, regardless of what we desire, what we crave as fans, casuals, diehards, whatever, there's always somebody to replace or to intervene in that type of desire, okay? So in other words, yeah, we were looking for the Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua fight. But since that can't happen right now, and it would probably be the best time for it to happen, which it can happen because of what's going on in the world, he's going to still have to fight Deontay Wilder. So that pushes it back. That steals time. Okay, so the coronavirus, it steals time and lives. And that's exactly what it's done. So to face Anthony Joshua, okay, that's not going to be anytime soon. And it's not like Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury are just mandated to fight each other. The only person mandated to fight Tyson Fury, honestly, is Dillian Whyte, because he is owed by the WBC for his mandatory slot. Nothing more, nothing less. You know, we know how they have done him on the behalf of the WBC. We know that. You know, but to fight Jarrell Big Baby Miller in this time, Miller could easily fulfill that last contract. Now, let's say everything is a go in October, right? It would have to be Dillian Whyte to get that opportunity. I know what Jarrell Miller's thinking of, but honestly, I think Jarrell Miller has to understand on the consequences that he made. He's still, to this day, on down the line, okay? Because that, now, he failed that test over a year ago. But almost a year later, he would still have to pay for that simply because He missed his opportunity to fight for a world championship strap due to his own negligence. So he might think, oh, well, I got a slap on the wrist, 6 months, no problem, no fine, cool. But because you trying to get an opportunity with Tyson Fury, it's not going to come because of other people. And it should just show Jarrell Miller how important it was of the opportunity that he missed out on. Because again, these are just talks of Jarrell Miller possibly being an opponent, and he could be. Okay? But the only way that could happen is Mauricio comes in and allows that fight to happen instead of the Dillian Whyte fight. Now, that would be messed up, but it's not unheard of. So let's just be real. It's not unheard of. It's not the thing that you say that couldn't happen, because it already happened to Dillian Whyte a lot of times. So that could very well be the case. And it would be easier, and it'll run concurrent with the contract ending with Tyson Fury. That'll be his 5th fight. He signed a 5-fight deal with ESPN, and that is what they say is that. He could fight Jarrell Miller and get it on with him. So Jarrell Miller is expecting high hopes, but me counterpunching Jarrell Miller in his statements, I question all this high expectations, this Amir Khan-like thinking. You want to fight for a championship of these top guys, Tyson Fury, arguably one of the best heavyweights right now. You want to fight him, but then you couldn't fight other people to get you prepared for fighters like him or take steps in this game. If you fought late 18, you've been out the ring for a long time. You know what I mean? That's a long time to be out of the ring. November. So November to November. And December, January, February, March, April. Wow. So you've been out of the ring a very long time. Right? So I think what Jarrell Miller needs to do, he needs to start fighting. Show us that he can still fight clean, and prove to people that he does deserve a shot at some of these top fighters before just planning to be one of those guys. And let's say he goes in there and he gets a fight with Tyson Fury on the strength of not even fighting anyone else and gets destroyed. He gets to a point where he ends up with the rumor that he was knocked down 7 times actually becomes a reality. It'd be like George Foreman beating up Joe Frazier. You know what I mean? And then what's everybody going to say? See, it was the drugs. It possibly could have been. However, we could have saw this before fighting Tyson Fury. And I know Jarrell Miller, hey, save it for the night of, but you want to be prepared for the night of. I know he's thinking about money and opportunity and what he lost, because Jarrell Miller now is playing catch up. Let's just be real. He's playing catch up with his career, and he's trying to do something to fill that void of the mistake that he made from yesteryear, from last year. Okay? And that's what he's doing. But him turning down fights with Joe Joyce and company, it's not going to work, because we're not convinced that, hey, you're not a drug cheat, and the only way that you get your confidence in physicality and your output from fighting and the punches that you throw, we don't know if it didn't come from those drugs. So until we know that, there is no way that Jarrell Miller should be taken seriously, honestly. Again, I keep telling people, when Joe Joyce stepped to him, and, he's a young fighter. Not a young fighter as an age, but I mean a young fighter in the professional rankings. And he called him out, and he said he wanted a tune-up. That's all I had to know. Because, again, you're trying to hide or keep us from knowing what your potential is in the sport of boxing right now. Not when you were taking that shit or possibly taking that shit. Because, see, at the end of the day, we can't prove that Jarrell Miller took anything before he started juicing up to fight AJ. However, we can always speculate. We can't prove him wrong, but we can't prove him right either. Okay? So that's a double-edged sword when you're talking about accountability of what a fighter can do. Okay? So Jarrell Miller has to show us what he can do before getting in there with guys like Tyson Fury or Anthony Joshua which he had this ample opportunity for last year, as we know. But that's my counterpunch on Jarrell Big Baby Miller. You guys tell me what you think. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunched. Peace.